This would be a how to do discreet protection for a principal. This is all based on the idea of movement with a principal on foot. Then we're going to have a look at a principal taking a corner safely. Real basic stuff, right? We've got 3 positions that we want to try and follow or try and include. We're going to have a lead, green. We're going to have a shoulder man, red. We're going to have a follow, blue for Ben. This is where I would be looking at positioning my men if I was moving through this footscape. Shoulder, discreet. We're not going to be set up here on the shoulder of the principal. Even though it said shoulder, we're actually going to be hanging back just a bit. So the shoulder's going to be back, maybe 3-4 foot, depending on the pedestrian traffic, depending on the scope that you're in, you're going to push right up to the shoulder and you're just going to maintain a lower presence. If you're in, say, the streets of Darwin, where I come from, you would be hanging back from the principal just a little bit, giving them their space. So it should be out front, giving the principal some indication of where they're going. Because these people have got 0 time. They're not planning these movements. They're not factoring in security and safety for themselves. They are simply trying to get from point A to point B with the least interruptions as possible and carry out their business. So the lead should be looking to lead and give physical indications to the principal. Okay, so as we're approaching the corner, the principal's flow of traffic is in a right direction. As he comes up to this corner, the lead is going to signal where we're going. Maybe they'll just drop a hand out and they'll just indicate to the right, or they'll start to hug against this wall, which would indicate that they're going to start to slowly turn the corner and give the principal an understanding that we're going to corner here. As the principal moves closer up to this corner, the shoulder would also move closer up to the principal. Why? Well, the principal might have their head in the phone, they might be having a conversation with someone, they might be in a meeting on the go, they're having a foot meeting. You just may need to give them a little prompt or an indication of where they need to go next. So the shoulder man pushes up to the corner. You're also talking about a new hazard. You've got an unknown streetscape from the shoulder man's perspective. He needs to be aware of what's going on. This gives him a better line of sight for visuals. So he now gets to cast his eye across that visual line of sight, sort of like a room entry. Some of you may appreciate that this looks a bit like a room entry. Whereas the lead, very much like the room entry, will split and go to the greatest unknown. So he'll be taking in that scope of work. And as he comes around, he'll be pieing it and collecting as much information as he can so he can feed it back to his team, who are on comms. Where's the follow for this incredibly rainbow-based movement? Well, the follow, ideally, when we're starting with the lead out front and the shoulder man set back a little bit, should be slightly off centre, just to the side of the principal, on the opposite side, or alternatively, just set back, depending again, busy urban scape or crazy relaxed country setting. As we come up here though, the follow's position shifts and so does his speed. So instead of having the lead just cover this corner, the lead will push up, and as he gets to the corner, the follow should already be there, and the follow should have been able to give clear observations and feed that information on a dotted line and comms back to the lead before he breaches the corner. Other than having all the colours of the rainbow produced, let's walk through real quickly so we understand a discrete movement, giving the principal as much room as they possibly could have, while still forming a diamond or a loose triangle around them for protection. Principal, standing on streetscape, moving, eastbound. Lead, approximately 10 to 15 feet in front, maybe 3 to 4 metres. Shoulder, maybe a metre behind, 3 to 4 feet max. And the follow, slightly offset, forward or behind, opposite streetscape, keeping obs on for a wider angle. As they move eastbound, coming up to the southbound corner, the lead will pause and hold, and the follow will push up. The follow will call on comms, clear for the movement across, or obstruction, risk, threat, whatever the vulnerability that's identified that the team needs to know about. The lead will make the move around the corner, he comes around, he guides the principal, the shoulder pushes up so that the principal can get a physical prompt or a quick little word to say, hey mate, turn right here, this is where we're going down here, follow Johnny, he's in the lead, and then they finish the movement.